Before the world labels you, define yourself. Every morning is a divine moment to begin anew. Don't wait for the world to remind you of your mistakes or weaknesses. Instead, speak to yourself like someone worth believing in, because you are. What you tell your soul in the silence of dawn will echo in every word you speak and every choice you make throughout the day. You are not your past. You are not the failures you carry or the voices that try to convince you you're not enough. You are a soul in motion, a life being written with intention. The past may have shaped your wounds, but it does not own your future. You do. You are allowed to rise. You are allowed to start fresh, not because you're flawless, but because you're faithful to your own growth. This is not about erasing history. It's about releasing what no longer serves your healing. It's about honoring the pain that taught you, but refusing to let it poison you any longer. Every morning, with breath in your lungs and strength in your spirit, you are given a sacred reset. You don't need permission to evolve. You don't need approval to move on. The moment you decide that yesterday no longer defines your tomorrow, the chains fall away. Let today be that moment. Let this be the beginning, not of a new version of someone else, but the deeper unveiling of who you already are. Not broken, but breaking through. Not weak, but wiser. Not lost, but ready. So speak it clearly. I am not my past. I am not the person who gave up. I am not the one who didn't know better. I am who I choose to become, starting now. Your future doesn't require perfection. It asks for presence. It asks for courage. It asks for the small, quiet decision to show up for yourself again and again. Because healing is not a destination, it's a daily decision. And today, you've decided to begin again. Let that be enough. Let that be everything. Your energy is sacred. Guard it like the rare treasure it is. Every morning, before the world crashes in with its noise and expectations, you are given a powerful choice. Where will your energy flow today? Who or what will you allow access to the most precious resource you possess, your inner light? You are not obligated to give your energy to everyone. You are not a limitless source that others can tap into freely, without thought or respect. Your energy is divine, and it requires intention. Just like money, if spent carelessly, you will end up spiritually and emotionally bankrupt. There will always be demands, people calling, messages waiting, problems needing attention. But not everything deserves a piece of your soul. Not everyone who wants your time deserves your presence. The truth is, if you don't decide where your energy goes, someone else will, and they won't ask your permission. They'll drain you without guilt, distract you without purpose, and pull you into chaos without adding a drop of value to your life. This isn't about being selfish. This is about being wise. When you begin your day rooted in clarity, not chaos, you realign with your purpose. You move with strength, not stress. You stop leaking your life force into empty conversations, fruitless habits, and relationships that do nothing but dilute your peace. You no longer wake up tired, not because your body is exhausted, but because your spirit has been giving too much for too long. You are not meant to explain your peace. You are not here to convince anyone why your boundaries matter. Let your no be strong. Let your silence be sacred. Because when you protect your energy, You reclaim your power. You no longer respond to every call, every invitation, every emotion that doesn't align with your growth. You become centered, rooted, peaceful, not because life is easy, but because your soul is guarded. Declare it boldly. My energy is sacred. I choose where it flows. I will not waste it on noise. I will not offer it to those who only take. I will not drain it to please the world and abandon myself in the process. This isn't just about self-care. It's about self-respect. And the moment you honor your energy, the universe will begin to honor it too. I have everything I need within me. This is not just a comforting phrase. It's a profound awakening of the soul. It's the quiet but unshakable realization that you were never created incomplete. You are not a project waiting to be fixed, nor a void needing to be filled by the world. The strength you seek, the clarity you crave, the peace you long for, they already live within you. You don't need to chase validation. You don't need to become someone else. You are not missing anything. The world will try to convince you that you're not enough, that you must look a certain way, achieve a certain level, earn a certain approval before you can rest, before you can be proud, before you can believe you're worthy. But the truth is, you are already whole. Not perfect, but whole. Every setback, every heartbreak, every delay, it hasn't made you less. It has carved depth into you. It has revealed layers of wisdom and resilience that comfort could never teach. You've already walked through fire and came out with a voice steadier than before. That voice, it's yours. That power, it's yours. Yes, tools can support you, people can help you, but no one can give you what you already possess. No external source can replace the inner authority of someone who has remembered who they truly are. And that's the shift. You stop searching outward. You start listening inward. And suddenly, everything begins to align. You realize that you don't need more, just more connection to what's already inside. You stop comparing because you recognize your path is sacred. You stop hesitating, not because fear disappears, but because faith has taken root. Say it aloud. Let your soul hear it. I have everything I need within me. Not someday, not when things fall into place, but now, in this very breath. You don't need to wait to be ready. You were born ready. All you needed was to remember. I move with purpose, not pressure. These words are not just a morning mantra. They are a gentle rebellion against a world that glorifies chaos, demands urgency, and equates constant busyness with value. In the middle of that noise, you must choose to live deliberately, not reactively. You must remind yourself each morning that your steps are not random, your time is not disposable, and your life was never meant to be lived in survival mode. To move with purpose means you choose alignment over approval. It means you act from clarity, not confusion. It means your energy flows in a direction you've chosen, not in a dozen directions others have pulled you. Pressure whispers lies. You have to be everywhere. You have to do everything. You have to prove your worth today. But purpose answers calmly. I am enough in this moment. I will walk one step at a time, guided by what matters. I don't chase noise. I follow meaning. Purpose gives you permission to pause without guilt, to rest without shame, to say no without explanation. Because not every opportunity is meant for you, not every invitation deserves your yes, and not every urgency is yours to respond to. Living with purpose is not about doing less. It's about doing what truly matters. When you move with intention, your presence deepens, your peace expands, your impact multiplies. And that's the truth the world rarely teaches. The most powerful lives aren't the loudest. They're the ones centered in truth, in stillness, in purpose. So today, refuse to be swept away by the flood of expectations. Refuse to rush just to keep up. Refuse to perform just to be seen. Instead, breathe. Ground yourself. Ask the deeper question, why am I doing this? Does it serve my soul? And then walk steady, clear, whole. Not to prove, not to compete, but to become. I move with purpose, not pressure. Let that truth lead every step. What's meant for me cannot miss me. This isn't just comfort, it's spiritual truth. It's a quiet strength that whispers through the uncertainty. You don't have to chase what's already written into your destiny. You see, when something is truly yours, be it a dream, a calling, a person, a place, it will find you in divine timing. Not because you begged for it, not because you fought harder than others, but because it was aligned with your soul's journey. It knows the sound of your footsteps. It knows how to return even after detours, and it knows how to wait until you're ready. Yes, you will experience delays. Yes, doors will close. Yes, people will walk away. But not because you are undeserving, not because you did something wrong, but because the universe has a deeper wisdom. Sometimes rejection is not a punishment, it's protection. Sometimes delay is not denial, it's divine redirection. Sometimes the no you feared was actually the yes you needed, one that comes later, wrapped in more clarity, more grace, more alignment. The moment you believe this truth, anxiety starts to loosen its grip. You stop questioning every twist in your path. You stop shrinking just to hold on. You stop blaming yourself for things falling apart. Because maybe they didn't fall apart. Maybe they fell into place. What's meant for you will never require you to betray yourself to receive it. It will never ask you to shrink your light, silence your truth, or sacrifice your peace. It will recognize you in your fullness, in your becoming, in your truth. So breathe. Let go of the timelines. Release the pressure to force outcomes. Unclench the grip of fear, and trustfully, deeply, intentionally. Because the hands of divine timing are never late. Because your story is still being written. Because everything you've lost has only cleared the space for what is truly meant to stay. Say it aloud and let it settle deep into your spirit. What's meant for me cannot miss me. This is not passivity. This is faith. This is surrender. This is spiritual maturity. And from this place, you don't chase, you attract. You don't panic, you prepare. You don't cling, you allow. You simply walk forward with peace in your chest and purpose in your step, trusting that every step forward is drawing you closer, not to what you desire, but to what was always destined to be yours. My mind is my power, and today I command it. This is more than a daily mantra. It's a sacred declaration, a vow to rise and reign over your inner world before the outside world even gets a chance to speak. Your mind is the command center of your destiny. Every word you tell yourself in the silence of morning becomes the seed of your decisions, emotions, and reactions throughout the day. You are not simply a passenger of thought. You are the driver, the architect, the gatekeeper. And yet, how often do we allow fear to sit at the steering wheel? How often do we let anxiety write the first lines of our story each morning? How often do we permit old patterns, doubts, and critical inner voices to dictate the mood of an entire day? But today is different. Today, you take back the mic. Today, you refuse to let your mind be hijacked by old wounds or programmed by outside chaos. You look within and speak to your mind with clarity and authority. No, you are not your past. No, you are not the failure you once experienced. No, you are not a victim of circumstance. You are the thinker of your thoughts. You are the master of your state. You are the commander of your morning, and therefore your life. And yes, it's hard work. Rewiring thoughts that have run wild for years is not easy. Your mind will resist. It will want comfort over growth, familiarity over freedom. But every time you choose a thought of strength over scarcity, faith over fear, intention over reaction, you build a fortress, not a wall to keep people out, but a sanctuary to keep your peace in. Because here's the truth. You don't need a perfect life to have a powerful mindset. You just need to choose what you believe about yourself. Not once, but again and again, especially when it's hardest, especially when your thoughts try to betray you. So this morning, declare it boldly. I am not here to survive. I am here to shape. I don't follow my feelings. I lead them. My emotions serve me. They do not define me. I don't fear the day I create it. This isn't just about motivation. It's mastery. It's the daily act of showing up for yourself. Not because life is easy, but because you've decided to live powerfully even when it's not. So let your first thought be a weapon of light. Let your inner voice be the voice of a loving, wise, focused guide. And let your mind be the ground where greatness grows, one thought at a time. Say it with your whole being. My mind is my power. I command it today. I rise not merely to exist, but to create impact. This is not just a statement. It is a sacred vow. A call to awaken each morning with the fire of intention, with the knowing that your presence in this world is not random, not accidental, and certainly not meant to be passive. You were not born just to survive, to check off tasks, to fade into routine, or to scroll endlessly through days that feel empty. You were born to stir hearts, to shift atmospheres, to light a path where darkness once reigned. When you rise with the awareness that you carry something sacred, your experiences, your healing, your resilience, you begin to move differently. You begin to speak with meaning. You begin to touch lives not by force,
but by the quiet, consistent power of presence. Impact doesn't require a stage or spotlight. It begins in the small.
In the way you look someone in the eyes and truly see them. In the way you speak truth even when silence would be easier. In the way you stay when it's inconvenient, give when it's uncomfortable, and love when it's undeserved. Every moment becomes an opportunity to leave something better than you found it. And no, impact isn't always visible. You may never know how far your kindness echoes, how deeply your courage inspires, but rest assured, the ripple always reaches somewhere. This is why you cannot shrink. This is why you cannot delay your becoming, waiting for a perfect version of yourself. You are already enough to begin. You are already strong enough to make a difference, even if your voice shakes, even if your story is still being written. Because there is someone out there who needs to see that it's possible to rise again. Someone who needs to witness healing with their own eyes, and your journey might just be the evidence they've been looking for. So today, let every step be taken with awareness. Let every action be laced with love. Let every breath remind you that you are still here for a reason. Say it with conviction. I rise not just to exist, but to impact. And when you do, you don't just change your own life. You become the reason someone else believes they can change theirs. Every sunrise is not just a mark on the calendar, but a divine invitation, an open doorway to rise, to begin anew, and to reclaim your sacred power. Each morning, your first words to yourself are not just a routine. They are declarations that program your soul, align your spirit, and prepare your mind for the life you're building. You are not here merely to survive the day, to drift through hours, or to react aimlessly to noise. You are here to command your day, to walk in purpose, to shape your moments with clarity, love, and inner dignity. The words you plant at the beginning of the day become the seeds of your reality, and what you water with attention, energy, and belief will grow. So begin strong. Speak over yourself, not with doubt, not with shame, but with reverence. Speak of your strength, your resilience, your wisdom, your purpose, because the world will try to make you forget. And when the storms come, and they will, these affirmations become more than comforting lines. They become spiritual weapons. They are not for easy days. They are for the battlefields of the soul. When fear rises, return to your truth. When stress presses in, return to stillness. When confusion clouds your vision, breathe and return to the sacred space within. Treat your mind like holy ground. Guard it, nourish it, honor it with words that lift, not lower. You are not your fear. You are not your pain. You are not the echo of past mistakes. You are the one who overcomes, the one who heals, the one who rises. Every day you wake is a gift. Don't spend it on comparison, complaint, or overthinking. Spend it becoming the one who turns light into legacy, the one who walks with quiet power and fierce compassion. So let your morning ritual not be mechanical, but sacred. Let it be the moment your soul remembers. I was born for more than survival. I was born to transform. Speak it, live it,
Let every sunrise meet a soul who is awake with intention, with courage, with unwavering faith. You are the one you've been waiting for.
Now rise and let today become the beginning of everything.